G'day legends, Blake here with another video, and boy has it been some time since I've said those words, but I've missed you all and I'm excited to be back. And for this video I'm going to give you some things that I think every fish keeper should try for 2025 and beyond. So whether you're a seasoned aquarist or someone new to the hobby, hopefully this will give you some inspiration for some goals for your fish keeping in 2025. Let's jump straight into it. First thing I think to tick off the list nice and early in the new year is, by the end of January, close down your least looked at tank and set up a new tank. Obviously, this isn't going to be an issue if you've only got a couple of tanks, and well done to you. But for people with fish rooms, often I think there can be a sad tank in the corner of most fish rooms that just gets food fed into it, and that's about it. I'm guilty of that as well, and I've spoken about it before. So if you can, try and tackle that one in the first month and start off 2025 with a bit more enthusiasm and an exciting new project. Second good goal, I think, is to make a fish keeping friend, whether that is in person or online via forums and YouTube comments and all that sort of stuff, which maybe to get the ball rolling, drop down below what your biggest goals are for 2025 or what you're most excited about, and interact with other people's comments down there, and maybe this could be your outlet to that. But bringing a social aspect into the hobby has been huge for me, and it's been one of the reasons that I've been a little bit more busy lately than usual. Recently I got elected onto the committee at my local aquarium club, the Aquarium Society of Victoria, and it's been amazing to have a social connection with others who share the same hobby as me. Obviously it's a bit of an introvert's game, fish keeping, so it's been really great to be more active in the club, and to have that reflected in being elected onto that committee has been great. I'm really excited to see what we can do in the next year or so, and if you are in Melbourne, certainly come along. You don't have to pay anything to just attend a meeting, and it's at the end of every month. If you're international though, find a club near you, and most of them are full of great fishy people, and yeah, I just think it's great to be able to see people and have that scheduled once a month catch up with other like-minded folk, and share and take all your photos and do all that sort of stuff. Third little tip for you is part and parcel with that, is focus in and find a fishy friend. Find somebody that you can send DMs to, somebody that you'll see maybe in YouTube comment sections all the time, and you'll get to know a bit more of a deeper level, and just someone who you can say, oh, I'm thinking of getting this species, or I'm thinking of moving on this species, or I got this species and I want to give you half so that we have a backup plan in case things go wrong. Have a little competition, a race to breed something, whatever it is, but try and find that fish BFF, if you will. I find personally it just elevates your enjoyment for the hobby and your ability to have ideas and sort of brainstorm things that you're thinking with somebody else, and not just burden your family and your loved ones in your immediate life that don't potentially care if you get some African cichlids in the next month or whatever it is. Number 4 is introduce some live plants, or if you already have the ball rolling with live plants, introduce maybe some plants out the top of your aquarium like devil's ivy or pothos, or introduce some more complicated plants into your aquascaping if you're that way inclined. So kind of a three-parter, but whatever level of plants you're at the moment, try and go up a level maybe. You know, we're all about improving here in the hobby, I think, and keeping on moving forward. You might find that it's not for you and you might peel it back later on, but I think it's an exciting thing to think about at this time of year anyway. Number 5 is to start up a live food culture and feed that and see how you like that. In my opinion, some of the easier cultures are microworms and vinegar eels. Some of the more difficult and hands-on ones could be Daphnia or live blackworms perhaps. But there's so many, even mosquito larvae, and so many of these can be found cheaply or really basically free if you collect some muddy water from the side of a creek. Obviously there's risks that are associated with that, but a lot of cultures you can even just buy online, things like eBay and that sort of thing now. So find a live culture and feed it out, depending on what species you're going to keep. Obviously if you keep exclusively Oscars, microworms aren't going to help you too much, unless you're breeding them, of course. But anyway, find what works for you and try something new out. A flip side to that could be just trying out a new type of food. Whether you have always fed Hikari and you want to try extreme or whatever it is, maybe just buy a container of that and experiment with that for a little while. Number 6, try your hand at CO2 or aquascaping. And if you have been aquascaping in the past, if you're like me, you've probably let it go a little bit too much now, like that one over there. So get in and rescape that. Set yourself a target of within the next 3 months or so. It'll give you time to buy some materials, pick up that great rock and pay an arm and a leg for that while you do it. But set a project of getting a really nice crisp tank, at least for a little while, and see how you like that. Number 7, something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and that is kind of also a two-parter. Either do something totally different. For me, I've been thinking about maybe an African cichlid tank, maybe a whole bunch of mbuna or a whole bunch of peacocks or something. Or get something a bit rarer, maybe a bit more expensive that you haven't played with yet, and make a bit of a special project there. I've also been kind of thinking about this, of sourcing a couple more species of Aspidoras, because I still just love those fish, even though they're relatively common, I guess, but they're new to me. So something like that, a project that involves a little bit of excitement, a bit of pre-planning, and a bit of delving around the back alleys of the internet, I guess. My number 8 thing I've been thinking about is make a point to go and visit an aquarium store near you that you haven't been to before. Now, I've pretty much scoured about a 2-hour radius of me, but there's always 1 or 2 little stores popping up here and there that have just never quite made the list. So within maybe the first half of the year, set a target to visit a brand new aquarium store, and you might find that that's your new favorite. You got to check out that place all the time. I still remember the very early days of my fish keeping hobby when I'd go into all these stores that I've never been to before, and I'd see things like the first time I saw Apistogrammas in a store, or the first time I saw some of the rare Corydoras, or whatever it is. Make a point to go a little bit further out your usual radius and visit a store that you've never been to before. And most of the time they run very small operations, and they could be struggling and just appreciative for a little bit of an extra customer here and there. So you never know what you might uncover. So I'd get out and see what's out there. And the last one that I'd recommend doing is refresh where all your information is coming from. I think the internet these days is very good at sending you the information that you seek out and keeping on sending that to you. So maybe just try out a few different search terms that you haven't thought of before, or maybe if you do search something up and you always go to the same person, maybe scroll a bit further down and see somebody new. That might, at the very least, refresh your feed a little bit, get some new perspectives and new ideas in the mix. And obviously, it probably isn't the smart thing for me to say, because I should probably say, if you found this video, keep clicking on my videos and my videos alone. But the best way to learn is to hear multiple things, and that way you don't sort of get cornered into just one a bit of a cultish way of thinking, or you might think that everyone on the internet says to do it this way, but really you've just been shoeboxed into that part of it, and you just need to expand the search a little bit, and you might find that there are other things and other ideas out there that might work better for you, your water parameters, or whatever it is. So those are kind of the things that I've been thinking about for the next year that might help everyone out there with their hobby, and I'm definitely planning on implementing a lot of those myself. If you've got other ideas or you think I've missed something, please drop it down below. But set foot on trying to find those fishy friends and having that community vibe. I'd really love to see the comments nice and up and about for an exciting year of fish keeping. Other than that, look after yourselves, happy fish keeping. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.